Dear participants, welcome to the 6th lesson of our training course. In the previous lessons, we laid the foundations needed to understand European Union funding. First, we learned how European Union funding works, where the funds come from, how they are allocated to different programs, and how organizations can receive support for their ideas. We then explored the different types of European Union funding and saw that different funding mechanisms are designed for different objectives and activities. In this lesson, we will focus on one of the most accessible and important programs for many organizations, Erasmus+. It is often the first real opportunity to participate in European funding, particularly for organizations working with young people, communities, education and training, volunteering, and capacity building. The reason we are looking at this program separately is that it is often considered more accessible than other European funding instruments. This does not mean that it is easy, but rather that its underlying logic is easier to understand and more closely aligned with the work of many non-governmental, youth, educational, and community organizations. In addition, Erasmus+ is a program that provides opportunities not only for funding, but also for the development of the organization itself. Through the program, organizations can build partnerships, gain international experience, develop their teams, and strengthen their position within the European context. What is the Erasmus+ program? It is one of the best-known programs of the European Union, and many people associate it primarily with student exchanges. In reality, however, its scope is much broader and covers education, training, youth activities, sport, and partnerships. It is important for organizations to understand that Erasmus+ is not a program for social services, construction, or infrastructure. It is a program that funds learning, the exchange of experience and skills development, cooperation, and the development of educational or youth initiatives. The core principle of Erasmus+ is the development of people and organizations through international cooperation. This means that projects under this program should demonstrate how they will improve knowledge and skills, competences, working methods, or organizational capacity. This means that projects should have a broader impact and address issues that are relevant to multiple countries. If your activities involve learning, capacity building, or youth exchange, then this program is very likely to be relevant to your organization. It is important to emphasize that the learning process is at the heart of these activities. Even when a project includes events, meetings, or the development of new resources, these activities should be linked to the acquisition of knowledge, skills development, or organizational improvement. One of the most useful aspects of Erasmus+ is that it offers different formats depending on an organization's experience and capacity. This is important because not every organization is ready to implement a large international project from the outset. At least 2 organizations from different countries must work together, although projects often involve a larger number of partners. One of the most suitable formats for organizations with less experience is small-scale partnerships. They are designed to be more accessible, flexible, and manageable for organizations that are just beginning to develop their international activities. These formats are particularly useful for local organizations, small non-governmental organizations, community cultural centers, training centers, youth organizations, and other entities that have a strong project idea but do not yet have extensive experience with European projects. Larger Erasmus+ projects are aimed at organizations that already have some experience and are able to coordinate more complex international initiatives. They usually involve more partners, a broader range of activities, and longer-term objectives. This does not mean that they are better, but rather that they are suited to a different stage of an organization's development. This is precisely one of the strengths of Erasmus+. It enables organizations to grow, rather than imposing the same model on everyone. Erasmus+ is a suitable choice when learning, development, and the exchange of experience are at the heart of the project idea. This may include training for participants or staff, international exchanges, the development of new methods, the sharing of good practices, or the creation of partnerships. Once you have determined that Erasmus+ is suitable for your idea, The next step is to check which funding opportunities are currently open for applications. Always start with official sources. On the official European Erasmus Plus web portal, you can find information about the program, the different opportunities available, and current calls for proposals. For organizations in Bulgaria, another important source of information is the Human Resource Development Center, the Erasmus Plus National Agency, which publishes information on calls for proposals, application deadlines, and guidelines for applicants. For organizations in Romania, the main national source of information is the National Agency for Community Programs in the field of education and vocational training, ANPCDEFP, the national agency responsible for managing the Erasmus Plus program in Romania. The official Erasmus Plus Romania portal provides information on current calls for proposals, application deadlines, the program guide, required documents, and additional resources for preparing project proposals. Finding a suitable call is only the first step. Before you begin preparing a project proposal, carefully check the application conditions. Make sure that your organization is an eligible applicant, that your idea is aligned with the objectives and priorities of the specific action, and that the planned activities are eligible for funding. Also check the partnership requirements, the budget, and the application deadline. Do not try to change your idea simply to make it fit a particular call. Look for the opportunity that genuinely matches the needs and capacity of your organization. In this lesson, we explored Erasmus Plus as one of the most accessible funding opportunities for organizations working in the fields of education, youth activities, and competence development. We saw that the program provides opportunities for training, international exchange, partnerships, the development of new approaches, and the development of people and organizations. We also explored the different opportunities available to organizations with varying levels of experience, as well as where to find current calls for proposals. The most important thing to remember is that a successful Erasmus Plus application begins with a good idea, a genuine need, and the right funding opportunity. Do not look for a project to fit the program. Look for the program that can help turn your idea into a project. In the next lesson, we will explore the Creative Europe program. Thank you for your attention.